Hey guys, Mike with Old Iron. Halloween, trying to get some stuff done in the garage. It's been cold and rainy the last couple days, so I haven't been out here. But I'm working on these rims, okay? Now, this is the nicest rim out of the four, just to let you know. And I'll try to post a picture of the other rims. To give you an idea, two were on the car that were in the garage, and two I dug out of the weeds. One I had to cut a small tree out of the middle of it to get the rims. So the other two rims that were outside were just horrible. So I'm painting them. Now, first off, with these rims, taping all this off, it's a pain in the ass, man. I ain't gonna candy coat it. I've got 7 going on. By the time I'm done with this, I'll have about 8 hours into the 4 rims of just taping them and trimming them to try to get an even, consistent run. Especially this outer ring, which, I mean, it's just time consuming. It's tedious, it's time consuming. So, I got the other ones taped off. I'm spraying them. I originally sprayed one a gloss black. And what the gloss does is it shows every last little imperfection on those rims. So I went and I got some satin. And I actually like it better. I'll show you that in a second. But after you get them all taped off, you're going to use probably a razor blade per rim. Because what happens is once from running that razor blade down this aluminum, you end up ruining that edge. And you'll tell because as you're cutting, it'll start pulling the tape. Basically get a new razor blade. All right. And I found these razor blades to have more control in the straighter line than using an X-Acto. Now that's me, you might be different. What we're going to do is we're painting them satin black. We're keeping all the aluminum where I'm taping off. We're going to polish that up. And right here, you see this ledge that goes around. Now it goes around on both sides. This one's a little smaller. But just this edge right here, going all the way around, we're going to pinstripe it. All right. So we'll do that in the next couple days. I want that paint to cure a little bit. But that's where we're at on these. I took a red scratchy pad and went over the rims. Well, cleaned the crap out of them. And some of the rims I had to sand with like a 120 and then a 220 just to get it, because the two that were sitting outside I had to take almost all the way down to the bare aluminum. Now you know, if you got the resources, you could take these rims and have them dipped to get all the paint off of them. You know, put them in a rim strip. But you gotta, I mean, really, it's not feasible if you're just doing one set of rims. Now these are taped off. You know what I mean? You really can't see the tape because of the paint. But this is it with satin, and I like the satin a lot better. It's almost a gloss, but it doesn't make all the imperfections pop like the gloss did. So when these cure up, we'll do the pinstriping, and then we'll take all the tape off, and we'll see how they look, man. They're not going to be show quality. You know, it's not going to be a show quality vehicle. It's just, they'll look decent, hopefully, you know. All right, guys. After I get everything taped off, which by far is the hardest part, the most time consuming, the most tedious, is getting all these right here taped off properly and getting your lip right going around the outside. So once I got all that taped off, I shot them in black and I let them sit overnight. And then I tape off the insides, and I did this little red thing. Now, once I pull the tape off, it'll crisp up those lines. I mean, there's tape here, and you got the tape on the backside, so it looks like crap right now because I don't have the steadiest hand anymore. But then, once you pull them off, And to give you an idea, there's my old man glasses. Once you pull them off, that's what we ended up with. Which I kind of dig on. They're not perfect, you know. But seeing that I pulled 2 of them out of a weed scrap pile, you know, they are what they are. And I might end up putting something different on there when I get done with the vehicle. But if not, these will look decent on there, you know. It's not a show vehicle anyway. But like I said, the stripe's real tedious. And the taping is just a pain. But a little bit of time, a couple cans of spray paint. I mean, the red striping is actually Regal Red Rust-Oleum paint and a very thin brush. And I used about a half a can of primer because once I had them taped off, I kind of dusted them with primer a little bit just to get a good surface to paint on. And then in between the 4 rims, I think I used one normal size can of Rust-Oleum is all I used. I used a satin instead of a gloss. With the black, the gloss, with this being textured in here, with the gloss, it looks bad. And these were pitted pretty bad, especially the 2 that were outside. So yeah, I could have spent a couple $100 and a couple weeks probably hand polishing them and getting them all perfect and stuff like that. That's not what I was after. I was just after getting them all uniform and looking decent. And this is what I ended up with, man. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, subscribe. If you want more videos, you got to subscribe, man. And it helps us out. So we'd really appreciate it. But we'll see you soon.